Hello, and welcome back to the Respect and an edition of NXT Out of 10. And yeah, Heights is one of the biggest nights in the brand's recent history. It was a show that saw Becky Lynch return to challenge for the women's title she's never won, and the next number one contender for the NXT title be decided. So there is a lot going on, and we start things off with a number one contenders match: Ilya Dragunov versus Wesley. Wesley fought hard throughout, but he could not connect to the cardiac kick. Ilya Dragunov did connect with a pair of running forearm smashes to take the win. Afterwards, Carmelo walked out to stare down his next challengers. Unsurprisingly, Dragunov kicked the show off right. This was a memorable athletic clash that surprised what both men makes special talents. Lee especially lit up the crowd throughout. While Dragunov needed to win, Lee did enough to tease that he could put out the upset. Melo has sold the only man he needs to prove himself against the Mad Dragon. The two had an incredible match at the Great American Bash. Round 2 could be even better if they smell a fresh story for their sequel over the next 2 weeks. So yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. I thought it was a really good match this, and yeah, I think Dragunov may win again. I'm not too sure about that. I would have liked to see Wesley get the win, but I think it does make sense storyline perspective. And yeah, that's going to be a violent match, and I can't wait to see who wins that. Yeah, it's going to be a banger. I think the second time it's going to be even better. So yeah, very much looking forward to that though. Even though I would have liked to see Wesley get a chance, just because there was North American title reign, all that was just so good. Baron Corbin then called out Bron Breakker and congratulated him for the ruthless actions against Von Wagner last week. The former NXT champion refused to accept that praise, telling him he didn't care about his respect. The two agreed to a match at No Mercy on September 30th and then brawled. While it was good to immediately follow up on a dramatic end to last week's NXT, Breakker vs Corbin is hardly a fitting continuation going into the PLE. Both heels who hardly care about what happened to the big man. Corbin is likely to be cheered over Breakker, but WWE never committed him as a babyface. It still makes sense for these two to work together for a powerhouse group for Wagner and potential friends to overcome. While he remains awkwardly placed in WWE, Corbin's a known quantity. He cuts strong promos and can elevate talent around him. Breakker was clearly not on his level and on the microphone, but he did not play his part to set up the match here, I would say. So yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to see a Breakker Wagner feud continue for a bit longer, but again, Breakker Corbin, I don't know. It'll be interesting where it goes. I guess we'll get it at No Mercy. But yeah, let's see. I'm still not totally convinced by it. Next up was Gulak, Dempsey and Kemp versus Briggs, Jensen and Bourne. Although Bourne seemed to be on the same page as Briggs and Jensen, initially he still sent Jensen into the steel post. This sets out Damon Kemp to win with German suplex. Bourne and celebrated with Gulak, Dempsey and Kemp. This may not have been a match lasting under 3 minutes, but the angle was smart. Bourne is stuck at a crossroads and Gulak was brainwashed the way Fallon and Henry did not expect. Briggs, Jensen and Henry have shown their value in long-running storylines like this for NXT. This could be a huge opportunity to finally get Bourne, a talented newcomer, to the spotlight. So yeah, it gets 6 out of 10 for me. I thought, yeah, building up Bourne kind of worked alright, but yeah, maybe we would have liked to see a bit more from this, but you know, it's never going to be really a show stealer, this tag team match, I don't feel like, in a way. So yeah, Lyra Valkyrie then took on Dana Brooke with Kalani Jordan. Dana Brooke could not focus enough to stay in the fight. She flipped into a roundhouse kick from Lyra, who sealed the win with a diving splash. This is mostly a squash. Both women did what they had with the time, but it was only a one-sided affair. Valkyrie showed off why she should be considered one of NXT's best right now. The Valkyrie picked up a needed victory on her rebound towards title opportunities, while Brooke descended further into dark place that might help gain her back some credibility. It's likely the final blow that will come when Brooke turns on her friend Kalani Jordan. This should happen sooner rather than later, as the former main roster star can't afford too many losses, you feel like. So yeah, it gets a 5 out of 10 from me. For this match, yeah, it kind of was what it was, but I think it's all building out to the storyline, so I'm going to give it time. But yeah, I just wasn't enamoured by this in any way, so yeah, kind of have to give it 5 out of 10. Next up on the card was Tyler Bate vs Axiom in a competitive battle built to a furious conclusion, with Axiom trying to counter a very big move from Tyler Bate. However, he finally got taken down by a rebound clothesline and Tyler Driver 98. Name Axiom and Global Heritage Invitational MVP because he had the 2 best matches of the tournament so far. He and Bate had a chemistry to spare this battle and it came out in every move. Unfortunately, Superhero is likely now out of the running even if he beats Charlie Dempsey. The final 2 of Group B is Bate v Butch next week. That should be an instant classic. But yeah, with a win over Noah and already, Bate could be a challenger for the Heritage Cup. However, Butch next has been a novelty that's not been explored enough recently, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. So yeah, gets 7 out of 10 from me. Enjoyable stuff, and yeah, I think this was probably one of the best matches of the tournament so far, and I think really showing what Axiom can do. Before it's time for the Creed brothers versus Blade and Anofi, and they came out hot in this match, but the Creed would not be denied. Julius Creed got a hot take to set up a combination powerbomb and Brutus bomb with Brutus Creed to steal the win. Everyone involved knew they were limited for minutes, so they made the most of it. There was no time for isolating an opponent, and each tag set up a big team move. It was a rush sprint, but certainly an exciting one. Everyone involved can do more than time, but it's hard to fault any of them for what they did with 4 minutes. The tag team division is a bit of a mess to keep organised, but there's plenty of talent to showcase. The Creed brothers could have the most credibility of anyone outside of the current champions. So yeah, it gets 6 out of 10 from me. I thought, yeah, decent match. Creed brothers continue to get built up, but yeah, I kind of just want to know where the end point is. Where's it all going to go? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that would just make it better. Before it's time for Nathan Fraser versus Tozawa in the tournament. Tozawa showed what he could do in this match with Nathan Fraser's speed, but could not hit harder. Fraser sealed the win with suplex into a Falcon Arrow. It was great to see Tozawa finally getting to perform on NXT TV, though he deserved more than 2 minutes. He and Fraser made an even faster belt than before them, barely taking seconds break. Koki's the odds-on favourites to advance in Group B, but Duke Hudson could make it a 3-way tie next week. If he does, NXT has not established a clear tiebreaker, so it's unclear who will advance. Whoever does progress from Group B is going to have a tough time beating out Tyler Bate or Butch, though. So yeah, that's going to be a great match. I thought this worked really nicely towards it as well. So yeah, get 7 out of 10 from me. This was solid stuff as well. And yeah, I think a really good match. Before it's time for our main event, Tiffany Stratton against Becky Lynch for the women's title. Tiffany brought her own game with Becky Lynch. However, the man got the prettiest moonsault ever and planted the centre of the universe with a manhandle stamp for the win. It was an absolute war. It was not always as pretty as the two sides learned to work together, but most of the spotlights sell this as the biggest match of Stratton's career. A rematch down the road will steal the NXT event. While the gold brand has put significant hype behind Stratton, pissing her against Lynch made her immediate underdog. The man is arguably the most popular woman in pro wrestling and was coming off a huge win against Trish. That played out in this match, and Lynch gave Stratton the spotlight to show off her considerable talent just before showing how big a talent she is right now. As a champion, the match can elevate an NXT Women's division that was possibly already booked and better than Raw and SmackDown. Lynch v Perez, Valkyrie, James, etc., etc. So many potentials. So yeah, this was great stuff. Gets 7 out of 10 from me. And yeah, I can't wait to see where it all goes. Will Stratton get the win? Whoever gets the win will get a big roll, and I think it will all work really nicely. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Overall, NXT this week gets 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I thought this was a really good show, to be honest. Some of the stars of the show really. On there, Becky Lynch, obviously number one contenders match, and yeah, all setting up. Really, No Mercy isn't far away, and it kind of felt like really putting the building blocks into play. Becky Lynch winning the title, huge fan of that. Can't wait to see what she does with it. Yeah, just a good episode. But anyway, guys, that's really. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and also for daily wrestling and subscribe to the channel. It's really greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.